Good morning, ultimate hustlers. It is that time, man. Today we're talking about how not to get rich. 10 things that's holding you back financially and how to overcome them. And then for those of you who hang out with us to the end of today's episode, I'm also going to give you at least 5 ways to get paid in your sleep. So do me a favor, go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. We can no longer afford to hoard information, but I do like to know what it is you guys got going on for a free business shout out. So let me know the name of your business and or your brand. You never know who might want to connect with you based on seeing that in the comment thread. So we're talking how not to get rich, 10 things that hold you back financially. And then towards the end of the episode today, we're going to talk about at least 5 ways to get paid in your sleep. So let me know where you're from, the name of your business and or your brand, smash that share button, and let's kick it. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com, where it's all about you learning the skills of a 21st century entrepreneur. In fact, I want to give you a copy of my book, Monetize My Life, 4 incredibly simple ways to turn your gifts and talents into profit with little to no startup costs. And that's what we're going to be talking about today towards the end of the show. How do you make money in your sleep? It's about developing specific skill sets. So if you want a free copy of the book, go to monetizemylifeacademy.com/free book. And you'll also get instant access to one of my most popular courses, which is titled How to Become an Influencer. Everybody's trying to figure out influencer marketing these days. Well, guess what? I'm going to give you a free course on how to do that. You pay for shipping for the book and you get instant access to that course, as well as with daily emails on lessons that you can tune in to help you get through that material. But we're talking how not to get rich. These are 10 things that are holding you back financially. But if you stick around to the end of today's episode, I'm also going to give you at least 5 ways to get paid in your sleep, ladies and gentlemen. So before we do that, let me jump into our announcements for today. If you don't know, the Monetize My Life Academy Mastermind is the premier digital marketing mastermind for solopreneurs and small businesses trying to figure out digital marketing. And you can actually test drive our complete system for just $1, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, $1 for your first 30 days. Go to monetizemylifeacademy.com if you want to learn how to use internet marketing, email marketing, videos, websites, sales funnels, all of these various things that the top brands are using. You need a lot of these things in your business, but it's a matter of learning how to use them and implement them in your business where it doesn't take away from what you're currently doing. Also, if you have a business or a brand and you are looking to get your message out, you can become a sponsor of the show. You can sponsor a segment. You can sponsor the entire show. You can sponsor the show for a week. Very affordable prices. All you got to do is hop in the DM or inbox me, and I'd be happy to talk to you about some different sponsorship options that we have to help you get your business and or your brand out there in front of lots of people. My potential reach is about 150,000 between the 8 different platforms that we syndicate on this show every morning, plus the replays that live on the blog and all that good stuff. So we got some good strategies to help you get in front of more and more people. And last but not least, for those of you who are not satisfied with your current level of income and you're looking to add a stream of income to your household, then we need to talk. We absolutely need to talk. Your next best move is a home-based business, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, it is a tax shelter like none other. You can literally lower your taxes, and we see people cut their tax bill in half or more with a home-based business. But it also adds another stream of income, and the opportunity that I want to share with you is a passive and residual stream of income as well. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, just comment keyword home-based business, and I'll reach out to you and get you some information on that. So how not to get rich. What are the things that are holding most people back that will keep them from never getting rich ever? And then what are some various ways that you can get paid in your sleep? That's what today's show is all about. If you have not already done so, please share the stream and subscribe to the feed. If you're watching this or listening to this on the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcasting platform. If you're watching this on YouTube, then hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification as well. Before we get into today's content, you guys know I love to start the show with the quote of the day. And this is something that has been heavy on my heart for the last couple of days. I did a short Facebook Live on it yesterday, but I thought I'd bring this as a quote of the day for today. And today's quote is this: there is virtue in work and there is virtue in rest. Use both and overlook neither. That's by Alan Cohen. There is virtue in work and there is virtue in rest. Use both and overlook neither. I know a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we get into this mode of go, grind. And quite frankly, in the certain circles, you resting is looked down upon as an entrepreneur. But ladies and gentlemen, listen, there's a time to work and there's a time to rest, and you need both. And you got to know the difference. I like to say it like this, man. Rest is critical. Sleep is overrated. Now, if you're one of those types of people that sleep all day and do nothing, then yeah, you need your butt kicked, right? But if you go hard, remember that mental exhaustion is a real thing. Mental fatigue is a real thing. You can wind up in a hospital running hard and running on fumes constantly and continuously. Are there times in your business where you might have to lose sleep for a day or two? Absolutely. But you cannot run your entire business career like that. That is the fastest way to run yourself into the ground. That is the fastest way to run your family away from you, your spouse, your children. That is the fastest way to run yourself into an early grave. So there is virtue in work and there is virtue in rest. Use both and overlook neither. And that is from Alan Cohen. Today's quote of the day. If you have a favorite quote, go ahead and post that in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys as well. Today's quote of the day is brought to you by Monetize My Life Academy. Listen, if you want to learn how to build a bigger, more attractive, more robust, profitable brand to reach more people, impact more people, make more money using the internet, then you need to check out MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. It is the premier digital marketing mastermind for solopreneurs and small business owners, where we teach all the latest principles and strategies on digital marketing, social media, and all of the above. The 21st century entrepreneur today, guys, is two things in addition to whatever they sell as a product or service. The 21st century entrepreneur, and I need you guys to get this. If you're in business today, you're a media company and you're a tech company first. And then you're whatever it is you sell, right? If you are a restaurant, you are a media company and a tech company first, then you sell food, right? And when you can wrap your mind around those two concepts, you'll start to understand how to move and grow your business in a way. So Monetize My Life Academy will help you do just that. Now let's talk about how not to get rich. 10 things that's holding you back financially, mental shackles that's hurting so many hardworking Americans, that I just want to help you guys, man. And make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and share, because this is going to be good for today. So let's go with number one. One thing that is keeping people broke is focusing on saving instead of earning, right? So many of us have been taught that we have to work hard for every dollar. And the harder that we work, the more that we want to save. And even in one of these strategies, you're going to hear that don't spend more than you make, right? Live below your means. And that is something that we should do. Without a shadow of a doubt, we should not live above our means. But we talk about that so much, and there's very few people talking about the other end of that spectrum, and that is expanding your means. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with living below your means, but there's also nothing wrong with expanding your means either, right? So many of us have gotten to a place in our lives, maybe we got to that ceiling on our job, and we're trying to figure out how to get rich with that income alone. It's like, hey, I can't make any more money, so let me just try to save my way to getting rich. That's not going to happen, y'all. It's not going to happen. You can't save your way to getting rich. What has to happen is you have to be honest with yourself and say, listen, I got to a place on my job before I walked away and became a full-time entrepreneur, where in order for me to make any more money on that job, the person above me would literally have to get fired, quit, or die, right? In order for me to make more money, to move up the ladder, the person above me would literally have to quit, get fired, or die. So I was at a place where, heck, the person above me was right around my age. So I couldn't wait on that to happen. What I had to figure out is, A, how can I become more valuable so that maybe I don't move to the next position above me. Maybe that position above me is not with the company that I'm with. Maybe I go for that job at another company and make more money. Maybe I figure out how to make myself more valuable and I add another revenue stream to my household, doing something in addition to doing my job. So many people are afraid of doing something outside of work. We have been taught, trained, and socially conditioned to feel that entrepreneurship is a bad thing, that it's so risky that it's not even worth trying. Well, I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, 50 years ago, yes, it was very easy to lose your shirt in a side hustle. Today, guys, we got something called the internet. We could literally start a business on the side with no money, and that business is running 24/7 without our presence, right? I'm going to talk about some of those things towards the end of the episode. So the number one thing that people are doing that will keep them broke, busted, and disgusted is they're focusing on saving instead of earning, right? I have sons, I have 5 sons, all under 30, and neither one of them have children. I'm saying, bro, if you're not working a job, a full-time job, a part-time job, and running a business, you're slouching. Not because they are needing of me. You know, they make their own money on their own jobs and that kind of stuff. But I'm saying what you have to understand is you only have a limited time where you are as healthy as you are now. You only have a limited time where you have as few responsibilities as you have now. It's not easy to work a business and work a full-time job when you got a family. So when you don't have children, right? When you don't have very many responsibilities, then you can run hard like that. But you got to focus on expanding your means. You're not going to save your way to wealth. Number 2, taking advice from unsuccessful friends and family is a huge detriment that a lot of people are suffering from. I have a lot of people who will reach out to me and, Cortez, I want to start a business, right? I want to make some extra money from home. I want to do this. I see the internet as a way for me to go hard. And we'll develop a game plan. I'll give them some options, some things that they can do to start turning on that entrepreneurial bug inside and lighting that fire. And then those people who would take the information that I give them, a full-time entrepreneur who makes a solid income, most passive and residual, and they would take what I say, and then they would go run it past their coworker in a cubicle right next to them. And the coworker would say, man, I don't think that's going to work. And instead of taking the advice of the full-time entrepreneur, instead of taking the advice of somebody who's running a business, somebody who's going to coach and mentor them, they take the advice of the person in the cubicle right next to them. I'm like, man, how can you even justify taking the advice of somebody who's not even trying, right? But a lot of times, people who are in our current sphere of influence, most of them love us and have our best interests at heart, right? And I'm not going to say that they want to see you fail and that's their whole intent, right? But a lot of times what happens is they subconsciously speak to you, speak over you, and speak about you from their perspective. The things that they can't do, if they can't see themselves running a business and working a job and having a family, they're going to tell you that you can't do it either. But they don't know what's driving you. They don't know how much you are willing to overcome obstacles to get to the next level. But they will tell you in a heartbeat, you're not careful, what they can't do, but they'll put it off on you. Never let somebody else superimpose their limitations on you. And when you're taking advice from other people, take it with a grain of salt, right? Even me, right? Even your top coaches and mentors, and nobody is walking in your shoes, right? So be careful. That's one of the things that will keep you from ever building significant wealth, is listening to people who are not on the journey doing it themselves or who've already done it. So we're going to continue our 10 things that's holding you back, that's keeping you from getting rich. And towards the end of the show, we're going to talk about 5 ways to make money in your sleep as well. Depending on, we might go to 10 ways, but we're going to give you at least 5 before we get out of here today. But now it is time for 1 minute motivation. 1 minute motivation on the Cortez Hustle Shows, where we play a short motivational video. And I ask you to give your takeaways. I'm going to give a couple takeaways as well. And then we're just going to chop it up a little bit. But this is important, guys, that you start your day with something positive, something that's going to get you thinking and visualizing your future and how great you can be. This is important. So let's go ahead and kick it. 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
You must learn to handle the negative. Don't ignore it. Handle it. You don't have to live in it. You don't have to dwell on it. But you do have to handle it. My opinion. I know some people teach, just turn your head real quick and say, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds. They'll take your garden. So you've got to handle the negative. Here's what part of it is. It's called the Great War between good and evil. And there is a war on. The minute you were born, you got involved in the war between good and evil, between darkness and light, between negative and positive, between evil and good, between tyranny and democracy, between weeds and human activity. I mean, the war is on. If good does not arouse itself and become active, guess what moves in? Evil. It's a war. A mental war, a physical war, a financial war, between enterprise and ease, between accomplishment and failure. It's a war.
Woo-wee. Here we go, here we go, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The question is, how do you handle negativity in your life today? How do you handle it? Right? They say life is 90%, 10% what happens to you, 90% how you handle it. How are you handling your negativity, the negative things that happen in your life? How are you handling those things, right? Or are you just ignoring them and hoping they go away? Or are you just burying your head in the sand, right? No, man, you got to deal with, you got to face, right? But here's the thing. He said there's a perpetual war, good versus evil, right? Right. There's an enemy called average out there that's trying to keep you in a certain place. Are you prepared for that battle every day? Every day, the negative thoughts, the pessimistic person inside of you every day is trying to take over and dominate. Are you prepared to fight that battle every single day? It's like that quote that says, success is never owned, just rented. And rent is due every day, right? How do you handle the negative? How do you handle the test in your life? When you say you're going to do something great, Dr. Miles Monroe says every vision must be tested for authenticity. Anytime you put one foot forward going in a positive direction, there is an equal opposing force trying to pull you back into a negative direction. Are you prepared every day to make that fight, to fight that battle towards greatness, or are you going to allow complacency to set in? Man, that was so rich, man. Nothing like listening to some Jim Rohn in the morning. That is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com, the premier digital marketing mastermind for solopreneurs and small businesses. If you are a network marketer, an insurance agent, a real estate agent, you are a barber, salon owner, self-employed individual, and you have not figured out that you are in the tech business and you are in the media business, then you, my friend, will ultimately fade to black. MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com is all about teaching you the latest tips and strategies for building your business and your brand using the internet and social media. You can get started for just $1 at MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. We got courses for you every month. We've got live mastermind meetings for you every month. And we even have what we call a half hour of power twice a month, where we just give you some intense training on something that's going to help you grow your business. So check that out, MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. You can test it out for just $1 for your first 30 days. And if you like it, you can stick around. If not, no harm, no foul. We're talking 10 things that's holding you back, how to not get rich. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to share with you 5 ways to make money while you sleep. So we talked about number 1, focusing on saving instead of earning. You got to expand your means at some point. Taking advice from unsuccessful people. Number 3, assuming rich people just got lucky and didn't work hard for what they got. Now, let me be clear about this. What we're talking about here is we're talking about people who earned and built their riches. I'm not talking about people who had an inheritance of 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures, right? That's not what I'm talking about. Because what we tend to do is every time we see somebody who is wealthy, we lump them all in that category as if that's the only way you can get rich, as if you got money handed down to you. Let me clue you in on something. 80% of all rich people today are first generation wealthy. There's only 8.5% of people in this country that are truly trust fund babies, where they literally got their riches handed down to them. 7, I think it's 8, right? A little over 8%, almost 9% of people who are wealthy that had 100% of their wealth handed down to them. There's another 8 or 9% who had a decent head start, but they didn't get millions handed down to them. They might have got 6 figures handed down to them, but 80% of today's millionaires are first generation wealthy, meaning they didn't have a tremendous amount of money. They came from working class families, and here's the thing, people like to poo-poo people who have, like, if you came from a family and your parents made 6 figures, right? And then you went on to private school and you went on to become massively wealthy. People want to take that away from you, that your family didn't work hard to put you through private school and you blew up, right? But most people come from these kinds of families who make it and become rich. So this is what we're talking about. We see wealthy people, and what we don't realize is when you say a wealthy person got lucky, what you're saying to yourself subconsciously is you can never build wealth for yourself, because it's going to require you at some point to get lucky. If you're running around thinking that every wealthy person had their wealth handed to them from the generation before them, you're saying to yourself subconsciously, I might as well not even try to get wealthy because I don't have an inheritance coming. You got to flip that and start to understand that 80% of people in this country who are wealthy are first generation wealthy. What does that mean? That means there's hope for me, somebody who came from being fourth born of a single mother, raised on welfare in one of the most economically deprived communities in the Midwest. I could still rise from here and become tremendously wealthy. But if you are the type of person who thinks that wealthy people are snobs, you think that wealthy people had everything handed to them, you think that wealthy people don't have to work hard, here's what you're saying. I want you to get this, man. Your subconscious mind will never allow you to become that which you despise. I'm gonna say it again, because you got to get this. If you despise wealthy people for being wealthy, whether they got their riches handed down to them or whether they worked their tail off to build their riches, if you despise wealthy people, you'll never become one. Your subconscious mind will never allow you to become that which you despise, because other words, you would have to despise yourself. You would have to hate yourself. And why would your subconscious mind let you become something you hate? So you got to be careful how you think about wealthy people. I celebrate wealthy people. You guys watch this. If you're watching on Facebook, you guys see all the time. I post the memes. I post the articles when every time somebody is doing something good with their money, and every time somebody is making a new way financially, I celebrate that. Why? Because I want my subconscious mind to see that that's where we're on our way to. Right? You got to be careful about that. Number 4, being scared of failure to do anything. Man, fear has killed more dreams than failure ever had. Right? And here's the truth about fear, y'all. A, is not real. Right? It's not real. All of fear is a perversion of your imagination, which is one of your most powerful gifts from the Creator. But fear is all imagined. It's all imagined, right? I want you to think about something. When one of the biggest causes of fear is what we think other people will think about us. We're not afraid of failing. We're afraid of being called a failure by other people. So what we think other people will think about us is keeping us from pursuing our dreams. First of all, what other people think about you is none of your business. Why are you concerned about what's going on inside somebody else's head? Second of all, Ain't nobody thinking about you, man. Listen, people got too much going on in their lives. Nobody's thinking about you. You are putting your thoughts and your projections onto other people because of how you feel about other people pursuing their dreams. So what you're thinking, they're thinking that you're going to be some sort of failure. So you won't try so that you won't have to face that. Man, I would rather be the guy that tried and failed than the guy that never tried at all. I remember as we were back to my high school days, and I was fortunate enough to play on the basketball team, and I was a 2-year starter and at my high school. And I remember after every game, there was always the guys who played street ball who always had something to say about the guys who were on the team, what they would have done, what they should have done, what they could have done. If that was me, if I was in that situation, I would have blocked this shot, or I would have dunked on somebody and all this stuff. But you didn't even go out for the team. You didn't even try to get on the team. There's always going to be those armchair quarterbacks, y'all. And they're always going to have their opinion. But why does the opinion of the person that's not even trying matter to you when you got the opinions of people who are in the game saying, hey, I was in your shoes. Here's how you could overcome that. Hey, I remember when I first got started and I stumbled out of the gate. Here's what I did to get to the next level. But we got to overcome this fear thing. And one of the ways that I overcome this fear is I heard Ray Higdon ask this question. He said, ask yourself this question. Who loses if you don't win? Oh, when you start thinking about it from that perspective, the people who might say something about you failing, that becomes instantly irrelevant. Who loses if you don't win? If I don't build this media empire that one day surpasses Ted Turner and Walt Disney, you know who loses? Not just me, not just my family, but all of the communities that I'm going to impact. All of the other families, because you don't build an empire like this and not be able to hire thousands of people. So when you can give thousands of people jobs and pay them good wages and set them on career paths, you affect them and all the generations that come behind them. So if I don't win, potentially millions of people will lose. And when I think about that, man, what somebody who's not even in the game has to say about my attempt at winning, don't even matter. Doesn't matter, right? So let's see, number 5, failing to make any investments with their money. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to invest in yourself first and foremost, right? Your education. Next week, I'll be in Atlanta and at a 3-day training with my personal coach and mentor, Brian Bean, learning some more strategies on getting my mindset right, getting my messages right, getting my money right, building my business, becoming a better leader, becoming a better influencer, making a bigger impact, right? That's going to cost me some money. Got to fly there, got to stay in a hotel for 3 days, got to fly back, got to feed myself while I'm there. It costs money to get into the actual event, right? Oh, man. When was the last time you invested in yourself, right? Dr. George Fraser calls it the E to E ratio, your education to entertainment ratio. How much money do you invest? How much time do you invest? How much energy do you invest in educating yourself versus the amount of time, energy, and money you invest in entertaining yourself? Nothing wrong, ladies, with you getting dolled up, getting your girl dolled up, and your daughter's dolled up, and y'all go see Beyonce, right? Because that's an inspirational thing. That's an impactful event that will last a lifetime. But you should also, if you're willing to invest $1,000 into some Beyonce concerts, another few $100s in a new outfit, $100 in a new hairdo, right? Nails and some. I saw some ladies taking their daughters in limos. I loved it. I'm like, man, they're creating memories that will last forever. But if you're not also willing to invest that same amount of time, energy, and effort into something that's going to educate your daughter, then you're missing the mark. It's your E to E ratio, right? Invest in yourself. And as you make yourself more valuable, then you can bring more value to the marketplace and you can demand more from the marketplace. Invest in income producing assets that's going to grow over time, right? There's only one wealth building formula in the world. It's called cash, asset, cash. That's when every time you get your hands on some cash, you buy, build, invest in some sort of asset that's going to bring you more cash, and you repeat that cycle. And when you can do that, you start building wealth on autopilot. When you make that your habit, right? Number 6, not setting any financial goals to achieve. This is another thing, right? You can become rich, you can become wealthy, but you first have to define what that means to you. Then you got to decide that you're going to do it. Are you actually going to build wealth, or are you're not making a definitive proclamation that yes, generational poverty ends with my generation? I've decided. That means come hell or high water, I'm going to figure out how to get rich for my family. Right? Are you setting financial goals? A lot of people don't. Number 7, spending more than you earn. This is huge in our community. We spend way more money than we earn in a lot of cases. And that's because we don't understand the financial game that's being played on us, guys, when it comes to how this whole economy was set up, right? The reason the whole debit card movement came into play because it's easier for you to spend money on a debit card because it doesn't feel as real as it does when you pull out cash, right? There's a little anxiety when you separate your cash from yourself, right? But the credit card seems unreal. The debit card seems unreal. That's by design, y'all. It's all psychological. When I said, are you prepared to fight the battle? There's a battle of good and evil every single day. There's a battle of wealth, prosperity, abundance mindset versus a poverty mindset. Are you prepared to fight that battle every day? Right? So many people are losing that battle because they don't understand that they are in the middle of a war, right? I heard, I forget the brother's name, but he was on one of the movies Black Friday series, right? And I want to say his name is DJ, but don't quote me on that. He said, Black people are the only people on the battleground treating it like a playground. We are in a war zone, treating it like it's a playground. And that's why we're losing this money game. No, there's a war every day trying to separate you from your money, trying to get you to think lack, get you to think poverty, trying to get you to accept that as your lot in life. Because poverty, ladies and gentlemen, is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. You don't believe me? Ask all the banks who made billions in overdraft fees. Ask all the check cashing places who make billions in our communities for the unbanked who have to rely on check cashing places, and they're giving away 1%, 2%, 3% of their hard-earned money every single week to cash their paychecks. Number 8, constantly making excuses. Constantly making excuses. Man, listen. I had my son's old football coach, Carl Washington, would say excuses are useless, and my son lives by that to this day. Constantly making excuses. Oh, well, if my parents pass me down millions of dollars, I'll be doing okay too. No, 80% of people in this country are first generation wealthy. 80% of the people who are rich today, they're first generation. That means they got it out the mud. Now, some people had to dig deeper in the mud than others, right? You might have had a parent who made $70,000, $80,000 a year, and they was able to send you to private school, and you were able to learn some things. You made some connections. You got out. So you getting it out of the mud is different than me getting out of the mud, being fourth born of 6 children raised on by a single mom and welfare. But we still got it out of the mud. I don't discount you getting it out of the mud because you had a $40,000 head start. That's still nothing in comparison to, having to build wealth from a working class standpoint, right? But we are excuse makers, man. If you in 2021 are still running around here talking about you don't do computers, it's 2021. The personal computer has been in our home for almost 30 years. And you still talking about you don't do computers? Are you kidding me? Making excuses. Making excuses, y'all. We got to get out of that mentality, that mode. I don't do the internet. Are you serious? It's 2021. The internet is 25 years old. The internet has made more billionaires and millionaires than any other tool that is. You thought the printing press was crazy? And the amount of wealthy people that came from being able to get news on a daily basis? You thought television made a lot of people rich? Man, that's chump change compared to all the people who got rich are getting rich on the internet. And it's still a baby. And in 2021, you still talking about you don't do the internet. Are you kidding me? Right? Number 9, not learning new things constantly. Again, I can continue my internet rent, right? I can continue my internet rent. Guys, 80 to 90% of all the information in the entire world can be accessed from your phone. Right now, I know there's some classified stuff that you can't really get to, but literally 80% of all the information in the world can be found on the World Wide Web from your phone. And you talking about, I can't learn how to do the internet. I can go on YouTube right now and type in how to get good on Facebook. I can go to the internet right now and learn how to make a bomb if I wanted to. I can go to YouTube right now and learn how to cook a gourmet meal if I wanted to. I can go to YouTube right now and learn how to fix my car if I want to. There's only 2 states of being, y'all. You're either growing or you're dying. It's only 2. There's no in between. You can't be half alive. You're either growing or you're dying. And when you stop learning new things, that's the minute you start dying, because your brain literally starts killing neural connections and pathways, saying, oh, we don't need all of this. There's no new information coming in, so we can preserve our energy if we didn't have all of these extra neural connections. On the other hand, if you're constantly learning something new, even if you have to learn somebody's name, if you meet a new person every day, learning somebody's name, your brain has to create a new neural pathway to remember that person's name. So just meeting one new person every day keeps you growing, because your brain has to continue to add neural connections as you're learning new people's names. You're remembering where you met them, how you met them, what you guys talked about. Man, you're either growing or you're dying, huh? Number 10, lacking discipline. Now, I ain't gonna beat y'all up too bad about this, because guess who skipped their workout this morning? Guess who couldn't discipline themselves to get out of bed this morning at 5 o'clock and get my workout in? Yeah, yours truly. But lacking discipline is another one of those huge things. And a large part of lacking discipline, believe it or not, comes from our circle. See, when you hang around people who are not disciplined, when you hang around people who don't want it and they're not trying to go get it, then you could justify not going to get it yourself. But when you surround yourself with go-getters, they will not allow you to be average. And if you continue to be average and not press towards the mark, guess what they're going to do? They're going to kick you out their circle. If I know that my income is the average of the 5 people around me, why would I bring somebody into my circle who has limited income and no ambition to improve it? You just bringing my income average down. No, I need to try to get around people who are making thousands of dollars every day. Because in order for me to hang with them, I have to at least be trying to get to where they are. Oh man, it gets serious, man. It gets serious. But we're not going to talk doom and gloom. I want to share with you guys some things that you can do to make some money in your sleep. You guys may have recognized this meme. I posted this meme on my page a couple of days ago. It got a lot of shares, a lot of likes. But I thought I'd talk about it specifically because a lot of people they're hoping and they're wishing to get rich. And I'm like, no, there's a clear path. There's a clearly defined way to build wealth and to get rich, right? So let's talk real quick about at least 5 of these 10 ways that you can start making money in your sleep. Number 1, invest in dividend stocks. Now, people will say, well, Cortez, I don't know nothing about no dividend stocks. Well, watch this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out to this wonderful tool that we have called the internet, right? And I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to pull this screen up and you'll see that in this search bar. Let me open it up a little bit bigger. I typed in top 10 dividend stocks for 2021. Now I can scroll down and you'll see these first 4 or 5 are ads. That's an ad, right? So I'm going to scroll down past the ads and then I'm going to look 10 best high yield dividend stocks to buy in June. 10 best stocks to buy according to billionaire Richard Chilton, right? 11 best monthly dividend stocks and funds to buy. So when we're talking about learning new things every day, we got one of the greatest tools ever invented to help us do that. But again, we like to make excuses, right? And if you go to that place and you learn the top 10 to buy, then you might have to do another search and say, how to buy my first stock. And they'll tell you, you need to open up a brokerage account, how to open up a brokerage account. They'll tell you how to open up a brokerage account. Okay, which brokerage account to open? Hey, top 10 brokerage accounts to open in 2021. And then you get a list and a side-by-side comparison and review. Stop making excuses, y'all. Stop making excuses. It's right there at your fingertips, right? What was the number 4, right? Being scared and failing at doing anything. You're scared to lose a little money, so you don't even want to go figure out how to open up a brokerage account, how to invest in your first stock. Most of us, when we buy that first stock, we invest in less than $100. Come on, we done blew $100 before. We got to stop playing, y'all. Stop playing. Let's see. So number 1, if you want to make money in your sleep, invest in dividend paying stock. So a dividend paying stock is going to kick you back money every month or every quarter based on how well the company is doing. And what most people do is they have their account set up so that every time they receive a dividend, instead of taking that money and spending it, automatically have the dividend buy them more stock. Right? Go research how to do that. It's right there. Number 2 says own rental properties, but we think about rental properties and having a significant amount of capital to get your first rental home. But let's go down to number 3. Do affiliate marketing, right? So affiliate marketing. right? Watch this. I'm going to talk a lot about this tomorrow, how to create your own digital marketing agency for those of you who are looking to get into the online marketing world. We're going to go hard on that tomorrow. But I want to show you this platform that I use, and I want to put the link in the description, right? This is called affiliate marketing, right? So let me do this, www. Digital Empire System. So this is one example of affiliate marketing, and tomorrow I'm going to get all the way into this system, but you can get access to this platform for $1, right? And there's a lot of you guys who are really tech savvy, right? I know some of y'all are still saying in 2021 you don't do the internet. I'm talking about the people who understand how to use this right now, right? So attract new customers every day and sell more with the most complete and powerful digital marketing platform in the world. Start now for just $1 and find out why everyone is switching to Builderall. No other delivers more emails to inboxes, has more tools, features, and apps integrated. No other builds faster websites, offers better prices. So let me just show you, if you're an affiliate of this particular product, what's included. How many people do you know that would be looking for a website builder? How many people, entrepreneurs? There's so many new businesses coming on every day. They need a website. They need a graphic funnel builder. They need video hosting if they're into video marketing. They need to learn how to build their own membership sites and communities, right? They need to know how to do email marketing, and they need a platform for that. Well, if you refer them to the Builderall system, then Builderall is going to pay you for the referral. That's all affiliate marketing is, guys. That's all it is. That's all it is, right? So Builderall is one of those platforms that says, hey, if you use a platform and you get great results, why not tell a friend? And if you tell a friend, we're going to give you a special customized link so that when you share it and your friend buys it, we know that that customer came from you, and we're going to give you a commission. Boom. We're talking about ways that you can get paid in your sleep. Well, Cortez, how do I get paid in my sleep? Well, I can do a video testimonial of my success with Builderall. I can show you guys a website that I built with Builderall myself. In fact, if you guys haven't gone out to get my free book, Monetize My Life, or Incredibly Simple Ways to Turn Your Passions into Profit, look, I got a website set up where I can get paid in my sleep, right? So some of you guys know how to build websites. Well, that's a way that you can get paid up front. Somebody could pay you to build their website, but you're building it on Builderall, and you just tell them, hey, here's the platform that I build on. It's going to cost you X amount of dollars per month to maintain the site once I build it, and Builderall is going to pay you every single month. That's called affiliate marketing, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see, it's a dope website builder when you learn how to build websites with it, right? That's affiliate marketing. Let's talk about some other ways that you can get paid in your sleep, as we are rapidly running out of time. All right. You can do peer-to-peer lending. If you guys are not familiar with the Black Billionaires Club, my man Everett Jefferson loves to do peer-to-peer lending and come together and help people make money. You can run a subscription service. Some of you guys got some skills, some talents, and just like the Monetize My Life Academy, it's a monthly subscription service. You can create your own subscription service, right? What about selling ebook resources? Let me show you this, right? When we go back to Builderall, again, you got a platform that literally has a magazine builder built in. In other words, an ebook builder, right? So their magazine builder allows you to create ebooks. We all got knowledge. We all got intellectual capital floating around in our heads that people would pay us for. You can put that thing in an ebook, put a website up, promote it on your social media. I can post a link, and I often do this. to something that I have going on. And overnight, I wake up and there's a new sale. I got paid while I was asleep. Somebody bought something from me while I was sleeping. Because again, this ain't your grandmama's side hustle. If your grandma, your grandparent 50 years ago wanted to do a side hustle, they literally had to be there to make the money. Today's side hustle says, I can put systems and automation in place that works for me 24/7. Even if I'm working a full-time job, people still could be buying stuff from me on my website, and I could be making money actively with my labor on my job and passively from my website. Hope y'all getting this, man. Hope y'all getting this, right? Run a vending machine business, right? I had the vending bros on my on the channel on the show a couple months back, but vending machines are another way to get paid while you're sleeping, right? Couple $1,000, you can have your vending machine business. My girl Ariel, she actually coaches people on how to get into the vending machine business. If you go to workwithariel.com, you can learn how to connect with her and get going in the vending machine business, right? A couple more. Own a laundromat. Again, that's startup intensive, but let me show you guys something. Because a lot of people will say, oh, Cortez, I got the money to start a laundromat. I just don't know where to start, right? What if I go out to my handy dandy friend, Google, and type in how to start a laundromat, right? Now, this is an ad, so they are probably selling a course on how to start a laundromat business. But if I scroll past the ads, right? How to start a laundromat LLC, right? That's a website. They're teaching you how to start a laundromat, how to start a $24,000 a month laundromat business, right? The information is out there, man. Can't be making excuses though. So, man, that time went super, super fast. Hopefully you guys got some value out of today's episode. Let me know if you want to connect on any of these things. You need help doing these things. That's what the mastermind is all about. So till I talk to you next time, get your money up because you absolutely can do it. And more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.